All right, we are live here on the Blueshirts Banter post-game show, as is customary here for the 2024 Stanley Cup playoffs. Obviously, we are here talking about a big fat L that the Rangers just got handed here in the first game of the Eastern Conference Finals. We'll talk about the X's and O's, what we liked, perhaps not so much, what we didn't like, and what the Rangers can improve on in game two, which is just a short 48 hours away. And trust us, the Rangers have a lot to improve on. First, before we get into it, we're going to say what's up to the guys here. Jerry, Aaron, how are you all doing today?
Been better.
Yeah.
I'm burnt. I'm tired. Morale is just low. That was tough.
I'm a little optimistic. If anyone was watching the game, they know what happened in '97 between the Panthers Rangers. They lost in first game, so I'm still confident.
All right. Well, the confidence is going to be needed in this whole entire series, however many games it goes, because that was as ugly as a game and a lethargic as a game, especially from the start, that you will see from this Rangers hockey team, which really, right, and the broadcasters are saying it, the away team faces a little bit less pressure because if they find a way to sneak a game on the road to start off a series, it's a lot less pressure off your backs. But nonetheless, the Rangers playing in front of the home crowd just looked absolutely lifeless. We'll talk about Bobrovsky's as well, because that man was absolutely on one today. World-class goalie, and you saw tonight, this is no Freddie Anderson that these boys are not playing against. It's a world-class goalie, and things are going to need to change here. So as
you don't
always,
mess with a guy named Sergei. Don't mess with a guy named Sergei. Freddy's you can mess with all you want. They're never gonna push back on you. Sergei's know some people that you don't want to mess with.
Yeah, I agree. Hit that thumbs up if you're in here, whether you're on X, whether you're on YouTube, all that good stuff. I know the morale's kind of low. We apologize, but we'll talk about it. We'll be honest with you, and we'll be
Not our
objective. So
fault.
hit that thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel first and foremost. If you're new here, subscribe. All the new subscribers, we definitely appreciate it. Thank you so much. And keep hitting the live chat with your thoughts and comments. We got some people in the chat right now. We're going to get to some thoughts and comments here along the way. This is a little bit of a vent session. This is a therapy session. We hold these now on a regular basis for our New York Mets streams because we know that they're a bad team at this point. So now we're going to hold one for game one. And it is only for game one because, like I said, we do have another game to play here in a couple of days. Jeremy's in the chat here saying not the start that he was hoping for. And this is why that he was hoping the Bruins would be the Rangers' opponent. I think that's what we all across the board were hoping for this exact reason right here. We got Daniel checking in with us right here. Appreciate you. Happy Wednesday night to everybody. David saying this game was a snooze fest. As you said, Jerry, in our chat, this was a boring game. It was a boring game. Very boring game. And Greg's in here as well saying the Panthers forecheck is absolutely suffocating. If we don't figure this out, this will be a quick series. And I think, Jerry, you can agree with that as well. So let's look at the X's and O's of the game. This will be our analysis. Obviously, right here on your screen, underneath Aaron, if there's nothing, no names underneath Aaron, you know it was a bad night. It was a very bad night. The Rangers get shut out 3-0. And they had a little bit of life to them at the end, but it just simply wasn't enough. They hit the post. Got a couple of opportunities there to tie it after that second goal for the Panthers at the time was waved off. And you know what? They couldn't capitalize. So, Jerry, I'm going to start with you here. Unfortunately, I was out for the first two periods, so I kind of just tuned in. I was kind of listening to the audio, wasn't hearing great things. It seemed like the Rangers were getting nothing, to be honest with you. They were getting nothing. They were getting held in check. So, Jerry, give me just a brain dump of everything you think about tonight. And then we'll talk about where the Rangers move forward from here. But what did you assess with this team tonight?
This was tonight on the ice. You saw the New York Rangers from early December through mid-January. Pre-All-Star break, New York Rangers hockey is what we got tonight. Heads were up asses. Boneheaded mistakes were made. No pressure. No aggression. No drive. No reason to be on the ice. They did not want to be there. It was absolutely ridiculous. And honestly, you can tell by watching that. It just took the wind out of my sails. And I hate to say this right now, but I think I've become the exact thing I sought to destroy. And now I'm sitting here after game one screaming the sky is falling, crying my eyes out, whining and moaning on Twitter like my dog just died in front of me. it sucks. This is a horrible feeling. And like, it wouldn't be that bad if we played better. And I know Aaron's on the optimistic side. My good friend, my college roommate, he's on the optimistic side. He texted me. He said, yeah, it is your fault, Will. Tune into the game. Whatever. I get it. My buddy texted me. He said, I thought we played well tonight. And I said, you shut your mouth right now. And he's like, no, you talk to me after you cool down. I said, okay, fair enough. We talked it out. And, look, it hurt. It hurt a lot. I was sitting. You want to know something? Can I let you and however many people are watching the stream right now in on a little bit of a secret? I fell asleep during the second period. That's how much this game sucked. I fell asleep with like 8 minutes left in the second period. I said, you know what? Let me take a little snooze, maybe mix up the mojo. Didn't work at all. And that's just, listen, between the way the Panthers play the game, where they'll get one and then they'll just trap you. That's it. They're just going to control and they're going to do what they're going to do. And it is infuriating. We couldn't get anything going. We couldn't get a rush. We couldn't get, things going defensively. Actually, we couldn't get anything going defensively. Nobody played defense. It was absolutely abysmal, and it hurt to watch. It was hurting my soul. And don't even get me started on Igor playing the puck 25 feet out of the crease to give up that second goal. What are you doing, dude? I get it.
That was bad.
Make something happen. You're throwing punches at people who are crashing your net. I get it. But come on, man. And maybe it was a bad bounce. I don't know, but that one hurt. That one took the wind out of my sails big time, more than they already were. I couldn't believe my eyes. This Panthers team, man, they're a different beast. I knew they were going to be good. I didn't think they're going to be this good. They play a different style of hockey that we are not ready for. And I want to give Sergei Bobrovsky his flowers. He played unbelievable. And there was one very specific moment on that power play in the third period where I said, oh, that's how this is going to go. And I don't know who it was, but somebody was lined up on the short side, on the left side of the face-off dot or whatever. And they had it and they were waiting. I said, short side. He went short side. Bob was there. And Bob made a really nice save to kick it out. And that was that. And this isn't going to be easy, man. And if we keep playing like this, Cats are going to win in 5. We don't stand a goddamn chance in hell. And it's not going to be pretty. And I don't know if they're just looking to get on an early vacation or what. And if that's the case, awesome. It's been a great run. It really has. But I'm not ready to end it here. I want to turn the boat around. I want to get positive. And this was just bad. I think we just need to wipe the slate clean, go home, practice tomorrow, have Lavi do what he has to do, and say this is how they're going to play the game. Maybe they weren't ready. Maybe they weren't watching. I don't know. There wasn't that much downtime in between rounds. That's a lie. I'm full of shit. There was a ton of downtime between rounds because both went 6. I'm lying. I'm sorry. But still, now you know what the game is, and now you know what to expect on a real level. You know what to do. Lay some wood. Throw some hits. Get dirty. Get into some fights. I think Hedl maybe should take a seat and let Rempe play just to get a little bit of a spark. I don't know if that's the right call or not. Hedl was in the mix tonight a little bit. You heard his name more often than not on the broadcast, but I'm not going to lie to you. We could have used a couple Nucks thrown. That's it. It's got to shake something up, but we got to fix something, tomorrow. Because like you said, we have 48 hours to turn this ship around. There's not a lot of time here. The one saving grace, I missed that whole 97 thing. It's been a year of omens, and all roads have been leading back to 94. So screw it. Why not 97 too? They made the cup that year, I think. So why not? I don't know.
Good couple comments here from Paris. Rangers turning over the puck like it's the 1980s, but also Paris is saying back in 1994, the Rangers lost to the Devils in Game 1. Messier checked
tenfold.
Yeah, there you go. Turned that series around. So the bottom line here, I think, and what Paris is trying to say, and what we are trying to say, and what Jerry's trying to say is be more physical, because this Panthers team is going to be physical. And you know what? I remember a certain person on this podcast, and he is all the way on the left of the screen, said that the Panthers defense was a little slouchy. I remember that when we were assessing whether we wanted to see Boston or Florida. Aaron, what do you got to say about that? Because that defense was absolutely suffocating, and they did everything in front of Bobrovsky to get him in better positioning to make those saves. And you know what, man? I don't know what has to change other than be more physical. So I'm going to let you take it away. But this is a great point by Paris. I appreciate you. Like I said, if you're here, hit that thumbs up. Definitely appreciate it. Keep on commenting in the live chat. We appreciate it. Aaron, what you got for us?
Well, first off, go Willie. Same thing. Go Rangers, go. I definitely agree with that one. But dude, I thought it was crazy that Schneider had an open look to
It was
go for a
beautiful.
goal and just totally whiffed on that. That was great. But no, I think it's just because what happened in the first period was the Tkachuk goal, and then I just said before we even came on was that the Panthers team when they get up on the lead, they start suffocating your best players. It doesn't have to be the defense. Because, I mean, Aaron Ekblad and Oliver Ekman-Larsson, they were all right. They weren't, like, that great, but it was more or less like the Barkovs and Chuck and all, like, those kind of guys. The forwards, they were putting the most pressure, I think, on this Rangers team. So all their forwards are just pretty much swallowing us up whole. And honestly, though, if you look at the shots, you would not have expected the Rangers to have more shots than Florida. Because at one point, they didn't have a shot for like 16, 17 minutes. And at that point, it was 17-9 shots for the Panthers. So the fact that we had more shots than them is a little bit crazy. Plus, too, in the second period, we should have at least scored 3 to 4 goals in there. Like we were putting it to Bob. It wasn't like he was Patrick Waugh in the Stanley Cup playoffs, even Martin Brodeur back in the day. It's like I think if we put a goal or two in Bobrovsky, he would have folded a little bit and it would have been a tighter game. But I mean, this is how it goes. Lafreniere, he gave up the Verhaeghe goal. That was a big boneheaded play. That wasn't even on the defense. I saw Keandre Miller throwing a little bit of hits. That was good. But I do think that Philip Hedl needs to go in this and going forward. Bring in Rempe if you want to put in Edstrom as well. Because I believe that line was playing against them when we beat them in the overtime game. He actually came back in that game. Because if anyone remembers, we were down 2-1 before Panarin scored to tie it up 2-2 in that game. So, I mean, overall, they were just sluggish the second period and like mid first, and then they wanted to revamp it up in the third period. It's like, all right, well, I mean, yeah, you have 20 minutes, but you can't do that in 20 minutes. It has to be full 60 minutes or nothing. So I think they're just going to learn from this. Laviolette knows what he's doing. We all knew this Panthers team was not the Hurricanes. And I think we were doing pretty well, not letting pucks go through the middle. And that was kind of our little downfall in the Kane series. But I'm still optimistic. Like, again, I put the parallel for 97 just because that was the last time we played the Panthers. And granted, it was in the first round, and we did have, Messier, Leach, and Gretzky at that time, but we came back and won in 5. And I'm not saying that. I think we'll win in 7. I think this is going to be a very gritty series, and I think it's going to go 7.
What do you think about that, Jerry? What do you think about the whole Rempe situation? Do you bring him in to be that sort of enforcer if you need more physicality, or are you still sidelining him? What do you think there?
No, I think without a doubt you bring him in. He's done. He hasn't had a horrendous playoff when he's on the ice. He had, I believe he has a goal, if not more, maybe 2.
1. He has 1 in the Washington series game.
But
1.
he's been in the mix. He's been in front. He's been in front of the net. He's been generating chances when he's on the ice. And then after Hedl, I think it was whenever Hedl made that return, I forget when it was,
3.
but then it was game 3 in the Hurricane series, right? Or was it the guy? Yeah.
It was game 3, played 12 minutes, then he wasn't feeling well, so he missed the last 3.
And then after that, Rempe just kind of became an afterthought. He was in the lineup moving forward after that, but he didn't get any minutes for whatever reason. And I think, does he take dumb penalties when he shouldn't? Yes, he does. Is he a boneheaded galoot who just, looks awkward and skates like Bambi on skates? Yeah, he does. But also at the same time, this is a guy who brings energy, who lays the body when he needs to. Granted, his elbows come up a little bit, but it's not his fault. He's 6'7". He'll drop the gloves with Matthew Tkachuk, no problem, and he'll kick his ass. Forget about it. This guy's screwed if he goes toe-to-toe with Matt Rempe. It's over. And then, also, if you throw him on that line, Kakko's playing good, man. So if Kakko can get something going here and throw some pucks to the net, you have a 6'7" enforcer up there clogging traffic in front of Bob and whoever else on the Panthers is going to try to take him down. Screen the goalie, get some chances, and get a couple of bounces that will go our way. And I think that's the answer. Hedl, I don't want to take anything away from Hedl. I thought he played an okay game tonight. But the thing is, he's out there. He's playing cautious hockey. He's afraid to get hurt again because he knows he's so prone. And with a guy like Matthew Tkachuk out there, who we saw today, they said ESPN said Trocheck. I thought it was Trouba. I'm not entirely positive, but whoever it was, Tkachuk threw a hit, like a open ice hit, and his I said in the chat, his elbows were, it could have been called. It wasn't, but it could have been. And if Hedl catches one of those, he might have to retire from the NHL, which obviously you don't want to see, but it's the truth. So, you're in the Eastern Conference Finals. There's no room for cautious hockey. You got to lay it all on the line. And I think Matt Rempe is ready to lay it all on the line because he doesn't know what tomorrow brings for him. This could be his only season in the NHL. He could be a lifelong Hartford Wolfpacker. Hedl, on the other hand, Hedl has himself a little bit of a career ahead of him that he knows about, and he wants to kind of play cautiously here so he can make sure that he can capitalize things moving forward and continue to play at the level he's been playing at minus this year. But unfortunately, at this time, that's just not what we're looking for. And I'm also not going to lie to you. The lineup change, we kind of saw it. You look back in Carolina, he played game 4. We lost game 4. This lineup change this late after Rempe is, what's that stat? 15-1 or something like that whenever he's in the lineup or something along those lines. That's not something you really want to mess with, especially this late in a playoff run. So I think game 2, they should put Rempe in the lineup, or even if you want to bring up Brzezinski, bring up Brzezinski. That might work too. Either or. But I think Hedl might want to take a seat here.
And the thing about that is that, and forgive me if I'm wrong in this, but I mean, the penalty kill is fine. Rempe takes a stupid penalty. Okay, it's whatever. We saw the penalty kill be absolutely spot on in that Carolina series. Now, it got to a point where, obviously, in those middle games where we got kind of like squirrely and squirmy in our seats, obviously the penalty kill started to take a hit because they're just out there for so long and for so much that, they eventually did concede goals on the Canes power play because the Canes won first. They figured out to shoot the puck during the power play. But nonetheless, if it comes down to it, I believe in this Rangers power play penalty kill.
The penalty kill was unbelievable. The penalty kill was 4 for 4 tonight.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever it was. The penalty
I believe in it. So why
we're
the hell
second
not?
on the penalty kill.
That's what I'm saying. So it wouldn't hurt, but I think your dad here in the comment section, Jerry, is very against Rempe. I don't think he believes in Rempe at all. So, which it really is like, I mean, you can't have a wrong answer here either way. The answer here for us is that the Rangers need the spark, especially after such a lackadaisical game, and Matt Rempe might just be that answer for you.
That's exactly it. That's literally it.
But you won't know if you don't throw him out there.
Exactly.
So you just won't know. We got a Panthers fan in the chat here. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. Not sure if you are just kind of just egging us on here. I'm not sure if this is sarcastic, but you know what? We'll take it, Asher, because we need all the positivity that we can get here. Panthers fan here. Panthers are not this good, and New York is not this bad. It's only one game. We hope it's only one game.
I want to agree with David Ryan here, where he said both teams played super stiff tonight, and they did. It was one of the most boring games of hockey I've ever watched after Carolina, after Florida went up 1-0 and just trapped them. And that's just how they play. And I guess, it works. Obviously, they're up 1-0 in the series. But the key word there is that the Rangers have to come out super intense. They need to push the puck. They need to throw the body. They can't be afraid to drop the gloves. And like we were saying before, that's why Rempe might be great here. Is he gonna, we had some life. Brandon Schneider had a great breakaway chance, and then who had the other one? Was it Cooley? I think it was Cooley.
Yeah, it was Cooley.
Yeah, and 2 great breakaway chances, but both with no moves. Get aggressive. Throw a deke in there. Do something. Don't just throw it at Bob's right pad. You make a move. You make a little head bod or something like that. Who knows? Maybe that's 1-1 going into the third. You never know. But yeah, we got to get our heads out of our asses here because tonight was just deflating and demoralizing. I don't want to see that style play from the Rangers again in this playoff series. So, Lavi, if you're listening, which I know you are, change it.
Yeah. Willie Snyder here saying even stats, and it really wasn't up until that third period because that's when the Rangers started to get a little bit awoken. They had that penalty as well. Yeah, and that penalty in the third period, that power play, it looked competent. It looked like they were on the aggressive, front, and they looked like they were ready to take shots on that power play. And that's what we need more of. And that wasn't evident in the first two periods. It was a night and day difference between the first two periods and the third period. So, like you said, Aaron, to start off
No,
the stream.
hold on. Back it up real quick. Not the third period. The last 6 minutes of the third period. If they wanted to come out and play a full 20 like that, I got no problem because, like we said, we were only down 1, and it was a lot worse than it looked. But the fact that they waited until there were 6 minutes left in the third period after almost going down 2-0 and getting lucky on a goaltending interference call, that's where it becomes the issue. You gotta just play like you're gonna die at any moment out there. This is the NHL playoffs. There might not be a tomorrow here, and they gotta know that. If they play for the rest of the series like they played from that last 6 minutes of the third period, they're gonna be fine. Absolutely fine, and I'll get over it. I'll stop crying my eyes out here because I feel ridiculous. I'm not gonna lie to you, especially after our last couple of shows where I sought out to destroy the exact thing I've become, and yet here I am. But I want things to change, and that's what we need to do, and that's what we need to see. And we all know they're more than capable of doing so. So that's why I'm just so mad about this, because we know what they can do. We know. We've seen it.
Hey, Aaron,
I do like Sean Avery.
Speaking of Mr. Larry here in the comment section way above was talking about the Rangers 5-on-5 being atrocious, and we were kind of like saying that, but not saying that in the last couple of games of the Kane series. Obviously, they were able to squeak it out because of Mr. Kreider there in Game 6 in the Kane series. But what do you think about the 5-on-5 play? Because it's starting to become a little bit of a pattern where you see some lethargy on that front, and it's becoming evident. And this is what the knock on the Rangers has been here so far these playoffs, is the 5-on-5 action is just absolutely no good right now. So what do you think about that, Aaron? Do you think that is like a legitimate pattern at this point for you, or is it a quick fix, or what do you think about it? Because this is such an open-ended sort of comment that we can take 10 different ways to either explain it or debunk it. So I just want to just give the floor to you to either explain it or debunk it in simplest terms.
Nah, it's been pretty bad all year round. It's not just in this playoffs. We've been talking about it a lot of Blueshirts Banter episodes, that even with our top guys like Zibanejad, or at one point I think it was Panarin for a little bit, but mostly Zibanejad, he was awful on 5-on-5s. So I don't know. I mean, the only constant variable with what we're doing is the second line. The second line has played the most minutes regular season and playoff than any other line in the NHL. And now it should be in 1,000 minutes, but at the beginning it was 940. So we got to step it up, man. I said it in Game 5 against Carolina. I said the guys who aren't superstars, they need to step it up. But now it's just looking like everybody needs to step it up with this 5-on-5 stuff, just because no one's really doing anything. We just saw it in this game for at least 2.5 into 3 periods. They weren't really shooting the puck. They were playing more defensive than anything. Like, you can't do that against a team like that. And where did I see? Right here with Panthers on the edge, because they've been here recently. Panthers adult version of Carolina. They've been to a cup. I know he put it there again. They were in the cup and stuff. Oh no, it's 11-89 Paris. So they've been in the cup. So it's like 5-on-5 needs to get a lot better. I keep hearing two rumblings that Blake Wheeler, if anything, that he might come back.
Yeah, but again,
and I'm like, that's a fourth liner. He's not going on the first line.
But people love Blake Wheeler in the postseason, though. Apparently, he's a postseason hero.
He's not bad. He wasn't bad with Winnipeg, but I don't know. I think coming off an ACL like that, what happened? Like, he has to be 110%. But yeah, no, this 5-on-5 is terrible. It's been terrible all year. They just gotta, they gotta step it up. There's nothing much more I can say. And shout out to another Panthers fan, Anthony Martin. He said, "Go Cats!" So appreciate you being on and checking out the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Called us losers, but we'll take it because your team were the winners, and our team wasn't. Yeah, it is one game. We'll be back on here. You guys will be back on here on Friday. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on here on Friday. We'll get back on Friday. This is a good comment here by 1189 Paris. More screenshots by the Rangers is one way to go.
It's literally the answer.
Yeah.
You put a 6'7" enforcer in front of the net and throw all the pucks you can. One's going to go in.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with this. And then, like Aaron said, that accumulates and you see one go in the net, and then you know what? You got him on the ropes. And that really is the key to game two, I feel like. I feel like if there's a game, if there was ever a game where the Rangers need to score first just to calm those nerves and get back on track and set the tone, I think game two, they got to be the ones to score first. Because if the Panthers are the ones that score first, you start pressing, you start thinking about everything that went wrong in game one, and then it just goes downhill and it snowballs from there. So score first. That's what we'll be keeping an eye out in game two on Friday. Other thing I wanted to bring up is we've talked about this name here way back when, and I believe 1189 Paris was the one to bring it up as well. How about Zach Jones? We haven't heard anything about Zach Jones. I love the energy that Zach Jones played with
He's
in
on
the
a
regular
Calder
season.
Cup run. He's busy.
Yeah.
I
don't know,
thought he
man.
was. I
Because-
thought he was in a practice with us, though. I think Lindgren
was he?
I wasn't there. I think they had Zach Jones on. I mean, it could be wrong. I saw it on Twitter, so you never know.
I mean, are we confident in this defense for the whole series? We see some people hurt. We don't know if they're fully hurt. I got no idea, man. Like, we don't know at this point. I don't know. It's kind of like a desperation type of move to begin with, I feel like. But I feel like it could provide some spark and some energy. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I would assume so. I think Zach Jones would have scored that goal. I don't know about Bobrovsky in that when he was open, not Schneider. But
Yeah, we gotta look
but
for
it was
those
still-
things. The unsung hero type deal. Like, who would have thought that would? I mean, obviously it didn't, but if that went in, it's a different. That's what we're looking for here with that unsung person. The Derek Brassard's type deals. People you don't expect it.
Yep. Is there a Blackhawks fan in here trying to troll us? That's hilarious.
I appreciate you being on the show, checking us out. I'm cool with
We
it.
do
Have fun
appreciate it.
with Connor Bedard.
Oh man, fellas.
Get a leg.
I
to
mean, there's
stand on,
really
dude.
not much
I don't
else
know
to
what to
discuss
tell
here
you.
tonight.
How are you gonna sit here and chirp us when you have the second overall pick? Okay, whatever floats your boat and makes you sleep at night, pal. I don't know what to tell you. I want to say one thing. I've been down in the dumps. It's been hurting. Saw a tweet 2 years ago, 2021. The New York Rangers win game one against the Tampa Bay Lightning handedly. New York Rangers win game two, dominating. Ready to go. 3, 4, 5, 6 out. So maybe losing game one's not the worst thing in the world. We draw parallels between 94. We draw parallels between 97. You look at 2021 and everything that's happened before that. I believe it was 2012 up every time we've been to the Eastern Conference Finals. We've won game one, and obviously nothing has happened minus 2014, but obviously nothing happened in 2014 either. So maybe it's good, and maybe it's a wake-up call that this team needs. So something needs to happen. I need Breadman to have like a Kreider night type deal. Give me a goal and 2 assists or something, And Friday's a great night to get that. Because people are talking, Brad. People are talking. Not me, because, I get it, but people are talking.
Vasilevsky turned into an absolute machine a couple years ago after that game too. So
And he's better than Bob, in my opinion.
You think so? Bob's
think
pretty
so.
damn good, dude.
He's good, but how many cups does he have? I mean, Vasilevsky pretty much held that Tampa team.
It doesn't matter how many cups he has. How many
together.
vessels does he have?
He's got 2, but that was with Columbus.
Was more the reason to acknowledge him.
Yeah, but those Columbus teams are good though. John Tortorella. That's what I'm saying. I think those Columbus teams would have been better than these Panthers teams. Call me crazy.
Adam Fox is playing hurt. He's not helping the Rangers right now. Zach Jones is the puck possession defenseman that can carry the puck out of their zone. Is there any chance in hell that Laviolette pulls Adam Fox? Like, there's no chance in hell.
You need.
There's
I'm sorry, pal, but you gotta kind of just. That's the playoffs, dude. I forgot who it was. Actually, no. It doesn't matter who it was because it happens every year. This guy's playing on a broken foot. This guy has a torn ACL. This guy needs jaw surgery. This is the playoffs, man. You got to put on. And I understand that we lean on maybe him a little too much. It would be great if I don't know, Keandre Miller, or how about the guy who wears a C on his chest, steps up and plays better defense and fills in the role of Adam Fox, would be phenomenal. But unfortunately, that's the nature of the beast. You're going to be playing hurt, and that's just how it goes. It sucks he got hurt as early as he got hurt, but you got to kind of just put on for it. Shorten his minutes, maybe. Try to rest him up where you can. Maybe even just use him on the power play. You can't really do that with a defenseman, but there's ways around it, but there's no way that he's taking a seat. And if he does, he's going to lose a lot of respect for me. A lot.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I just don't think there's any way in hell that happens as well. So that's why I think it's a good comment, and the premise is good of the idea. I just don't think it happens. Like you said, it's playoff time, and that move will be scrutinized if it ends up not working out in the Rangers' favor. Like that's a move that gets all people talking also, Jerry. You know what I mean? And not for the right reasons if it doesn't work out. But at this point, what can you do? The Rangers need a spark. We don't know what it is. We're only guessing. We'll see if it actually transpires in game 2. But here's Asher. Asher, we appreciate you. I know we're going to be on here for the whole entire series. So if you're a Panthers fan, we welcome you. We appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel. Always hit that thumbs up for everyone in here. Whether you're on X, come over to YouTube. Subscribe to the channel, all that good stuff. We go on here after Rangers losses as well. We don't just talk about the Rangers win. We don't pick and choose. We're here no matter what because we love this team. One thing that bothered Asher is that people are saying Igor was better than Bob coming into this series. Yes, Igor had the softer of the first 2 series, and that's why the stats were better. Listen, I don't even like to get into any sort of like goalie comparisons anymore. Igor's been doing his thing. He helped the Rangers, obviously, and carried the Rangers in that Kane series, and hats off to him. But this is a new series. And what we saw in that goal conceded, that second goal, right? I think it was Verhaeghe that we were talking about. Yep. Was not acceptable. It was a blunder. It was a blunder of judgment. It was a misjudged puck, and I don't know. I just want to erase that play from my memory because that was brutal.
Hopefully that doesn't mess up Lafreniere because you could really think about that through a playoff series, and that could really mess with your head.
The own goal.
Yeah.
The best way to get out of it is to get on whatever that saying is. Just get one of your erase the chalkboard, dude. I get it. It can definitely mess with your head, but you can't. You gotta kind of just let the past be the past. It's over. It's it. Can't change it.
Yeah, Laffy had his head down the entire time skating off the ice after that one.
He was sad. Yeah.
Awesome would it be for him to score that first goal in game 2 for the Rangers? Oh my goodness. That would be a storyline right there. Rangers win, set the tone by Lafreniere goal. That's the headline. Just made it. Okay, final thoughts here. 33 minutes on the stream. We're not going to vent too much. We're going to vent just a little bit. We have vented just a little bit. We went over the X's and O's. Jerry taking a little bit more of a pessimistic type view. Aaron staying positive. I'm going to try to stay positive as well. But we all know what we were getting into in this series, right? We know that what kind of team this Panthers team is. They have been here more recently, obviously. Had a tremendous run last year. Nonetheless, Rangers need to be better. We expect them to be better, and they have been better the whole entire season. So we know what they need to do, and so do they. If guys are playing hurt, it's playoff hockey. I get it. They need to figure this out, though. Over the next 48 hours, it's going to be a nice little turnaround for them. Hopefully, you can set the tone and go to Florida with a 1-1 series tie. That's it. That's all. Like, if you go down to Florida 2-0, what's I don't even want to propose the question because I see Jerry just puts his hands in his head immediately thinking about it.
Don't you dare say it. I think I know what you're gonna say. Don't even bring it up.
I'm not saying.
I will leave this stream.
You tell me what you guys think, and then we can close this thing out.
Were you gonna say? Do you play Jonathan Quick? Was that what you were gonna say?
No, I wasn't gonna say that.
Okay.
I was gonna actually ask you all. Is there any? No, I was kidding. I wasn't gonna say it. Good. No. I mean, there's no we've been over this, Jerry, time and time again. Rangers fans were calling for Igor to get benched, midway through the season. We talked about
when
that.
They were playing like
I was up there defending Igor during that point too. We all were. There's this is playoff hockey, man. It's the same reason why you don't pull Adam Fox.
Yeah.
You don't pull Igor Shesterkin.
No,
but final thoughts here. Jerry, we'll start off with you first, and then we'll get out of here.
Final thoughts is I'm going to go to bed feeling bad about myself. I'm going to talk some shit about it tomorrow at work. And then Friday morning, as my relief comes in and I leave my job at 7 a.m. and I'm ready to go, I'm going to give myself a pep talk. I'm going to be ready to go. I'm going to dial it in. Because like I said before, you can't change what's happened. And the facts are the facts. We played a shit game tonight. We laid an egg. Eggs happen. People have eggs. And that's it. And then, moving forward, you got to do what you can to prevent those eggs. Retweet, David. Retweet. And as long as you can't dwell on what's already happened. You can only change what's yet to come. So if we move forward, and I'm looking now, I'm kind of going down this rabbit hole. That 97 series, Gretzky played out of his mind. Messier did whatever. It's a different team. We don't have Mark Messier or Wayne Gretzky, but, it's this year has been a great year of parallels. I know I literally said this exact sentence at the top of the show or in the middle of whatever, but why stop it? Oh, the OJ case, the eclipse. What else happened? The Knicks and the Rangers both having 50 wins. There were so many different things that line up with history was good for the New York Rangers, and losing game 1 in the Eastern Conference Finals was one of them. Does it suck? Yeah, it sucks really bad, and I am hurting. I am demoralized. I don't know. It was just so deflating to watch that game because it felt like nobody wanted to play hockey. And I don't even think it was their fault. I think that's just how the Panthers play. And now I think we're going to go to practice tomorrow. We're going to try to figure what we can do to combat that trap zone. And then we're just going to attack. We're going to shove it down their throats. We're going to take the puck and we're just going to pepper Bob. Bob's going to have to make 55 saves if they want to beat us in game 2. And I'm confident in that. I think Panarin's coming out swinging. I think Mika's coming out swinging. I think Kreider's coming out swinging. I think Laugh is going to come out for revenge. I don't think that's going to be pretty. And I think we get an unsung hero in Kapokako. I want to see him on the board. We'll see what happens there. But I don't want to say this is best case scenario, but big time wake up game. Big time wake up game. And I think they're going to come back and I think everything's going to be fine. I just need to feel bad about myself for about an hour. And then after that, we're done and we're back to Jerry and we're back to no more nonsense. Unless they lose game 2. Then we'll have a different conversation.
Yeah. If you're a New York sports fan, you've been in sports purgatory here over the last couple of weeks, unless if you're a Yankees fan. The Knicks get outed out of the playoffs after a tough game 7. Mets are struggling. Rangers drop game 1, but like you said, it's a huge wake up call for this team. And the great teams, right? We all say the Rangers are a great team. President's Trophy winners. The great teams bounce back after a night like tonight. They do. And speaking of Mr. Kako, he actually had a good opportunity today. Missed on it, but he had a good opportunity. And I know that was your X factor coming into this series as well, Aaron. And even going back to that Kane series, you're mentioning his name a lot. So I just want to throw that out there. But Aaron, final thoughts as well from you, and then we're out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep this short and sweet because I am literally at work, even though I clocked out. That's how much I like Rangers hockey and talking about it. So, hopefully they find the adjustments. Maybe Matt Rempe comes in game 2. Maybe they're not sure of Philip Hedl. Maybe they'll throw in the kid line. Maybe they'll just bring the kid line back. They did have a pretty good postseason in 2022. They were better than the veterans back then. I do agree with Chris Kreider pregame saying that they were more gassed in 22. They look fine. They don't look gassed. They don't look tired like they did against Tampa, who was juggernaut at that point in time. Just get the 5-on-5 better. Sleep on it. It's only one game that you have to win 4. Like I believe it was Asher Positive P was talking about. You have to win 4 games. It's only one game. We're doing all right. Bobrovsky is human. We've beaten him before, whether he was in Philly, whether he was in Columbus. We've beaten him in Florida. I just think we just got to get a little bit more aggressive and make sure that the Panthers forwards don't isolate and put all this pressure on our forwards, and then we won't make any shots or score or anything like that. And yeah, I agree with 1189 Paris. People that needs to watch this game over and over again, come up with their game plan. He's done it before. He's taken 3 different teams to the Stanley Cup. He knows what he's doing. He's one of the best American-born head coaches and LFGR.
That's it. LFGR. Appreciate you. Standing order of business, as always, is plugging everything that we got, subscribing to the channel as usual. Don't subscribe just to me. Subscribe to the Sunny Days Media 516 YouTube channel as well. Doing a lot of content over there. Link is going to be in my description down below. I don't think it's there right now, but I will put it in there right afterward. Or you can just type in Sunny Days Media 516 on YouTube and subscribe over there. That's where you can find Jerry when football season arrives as well.
Good Mets
Obviously,
content, too.
subscribe here. Yes, correct. Subscribe to CPNYSports, CPNYSports. This is where this is being streamed to here on YouTube. Whether you're watching live or the replay, hit that thumbs up as well. Hitting that thumbs up means a lot because it helps us get our name out there and this podcast post-game streams out there as well. Wanted to shout out everybody. We usually do this. Tonight, I think people took a break from the doom and gloom. Maybe a lot of other people that were dooming and glooming in that Kane series when they were coming back that were in our chat. Maybe they're taking a rest tonight. Maybe they believe in this whole game 2 comeback as well, just like you do, Aaron. Maybe we'll see them after game 2 if the Rangers go down 0-2. I don't know. But I want to shout out everybody that's been here tonight. Daniel, Jeremy, Greg, all the way at the top. David, appreciate you. 1189 Paris, great comments today. Will, obviously. Obviously, Panthers fans in here too. Anthony up at the top. We got Asher. Asher, appreciate you. And everybody else. Even the trolls, even the Black Hawk fan trolls that say that we suck. Appreciate you being here. We appreciate it. That's it.
Patty Kane's not going to save you now, buddy.
Appreciate it. Appreciate you, everybody. We're out of here. See you all after game 2. I won't see you all. I won't be here, but these two fine gentlemen to the right of me or left of me, depending on what your view is, will be here after Friday night's game. Talking Rangers hockey, I will be watching. I'm just out of town. It is Memorial Day weekend. I hope everyone has a fun and safe Memorial Day weekend as well. As always, this is the Blueshirts Banter post-game show. We'll be doing these shows, win or lose, after every single Rangers game. And that's just that. See you all the next go around. Peace.